recreate summer in Sydney, but there's nicer weather than in New York. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what we do in R&D and the R&D facility and how we can bring great anti-aging skincare to the marketplace and maintain our leadership role there. Here are some pictures of our R&D facility, which was actually built on the original site of the first Avon facility in the world, where McConnell came and he opened up shop. And it actually started as a house with a garage on it, and I worked in the original facility. And if anybody's ever seen a very old house that was continually remodeled with floors that don't line up, that's what it used to be. And today we have this beautiful $100 million facility filled with some of the world's top skincare scientists. In our facility, we have over 300 experts who work together, and for the most part, believe it or not, they all have a piece to do with the anti-aging breakthroughs that we develop in R&D. So we have biochemists, we have pharmacists, we have people who are experts in engineering. If you've seen some of the great clinical products with the swirls, we have specialized engineers that do that. We have people who do molecular modeling who help develop our ingredients. And although they come together to bring you the anti-aging breakthroughs that we have. And in general, the way we develop our technologies follows this and how we get them so quickly. And if anybody recalls, probably 15 years ago, there wasn't a great deal of anti-aging competition out there. So it was pretty much Anew and maybe a handful of other companies. But now you can't turn a corner without an anti-aging product poking you in the face. So how do we maintain our leadership role? And basically we do it by three ways. We have scientific experts in-house. So I talk about this when I travel around as, we have the farmers. We are the experts in farming and growing food. And if you have a garden and you can grow your own food, you're typically going to have not only the best tasting food, but also the cheapest food. So that's a very important piece, having that knowledge in-house. We also do collaborations with leading scientific universities. It's important to collaborate with academia because they're focused on the cutting edge of science. Before anybody knows what that science can be used for, they're discovering it. And more recently, we had the launch of Genix. That's exactly how that happened. We have a partnership with the university. They discovered this really unique genetic phenomenon, and we reach out to them, and because we hear it first, we can bring it in and investigate it and see how we can apply it to anti-aging skincare. And I can tell you probably for every 100 things that we look at, one of those will make it to the marketplace. But to have that knowledge and have that visibility is how we maintain our advantage. And then finally, strategic alliances with industrial partners. Think about all of the science that has to go into giving you a high-quality skincare product. And obviously, you can't have all of that knowledge in-house. So what we do is we'll partner with people in industry like pharmaceutical intermediate manufacturers. So when we identify a technology with a university and we want to make that technology in a way that it's high quality and the quality we expect from our new products, we leverage their expertise to bring it to market quickly to have the best anti-aging breakthroughs. For all of our products, we go through this very similar, and it's very much oversimplified, testing guideline. But we start in our cell biology labs and doing in vitro testing where we'll test out theories. So to go back to the Genix example, these scientists had this discovery about these people who live longer, healthier lives. We bring that in and we use our cell biology testing to investigate, does that have anything to do with skin at all?
So, Anthony, what is actually in vitro testing? Because I get asked that question quite often. So what is it?
So in vitro literally means in glass. And it's basically testing that we can do before testing on people, whether it's in a petri dish or in a test tube, to look at the theories or the functions of the technologies we have. So for example, we can take an enzyme. Maybe there's a paper that comes out, the sun triggers an enzyme that degrades your skin. We can isolate that enzyme in a test tube and then expose it to different technologies and see if it affects that enzyme positively or negatively before we go on people.
Right. Okay.
The next round of testing we call clinical testing, and this includes our clinical safety testing as well as clinical efficacy testing. And this really looks at the objective performance of our products. So without anybody's opinions in the room, just does the product provide the benefit that we expect it does scientifically, and is it something very objective? And moving on that, once we know that objectively we provide the benefit we want, or the product has the safety profile we want, then we move on to consumers. And this is the most important thing that we do any day. I mean, you all know If you sell a product to your customer and they don't see the benefits that the product claims, they're not going to repurchase it. So all of our breakthrough products are tested on around 1,000 women, and they get the product, and we ask them in a very generic way. They're not supposed to know what the product does. They tell us what they believe the product does. And then we make sure that the benefits that we saw in the testing in vitro and clinical are provided to the women when they try the actual product. And there's been programs where we give products to women, and we think it's great, and it comes back and the results are, oh, they don't really agree. We start over again. And
so
we go back.
So when we make those claims of, 100% of women love this product, it's, we've done so much testing to get to that point that that's one of our most powerful claims.
Absolutely. I'll talk a little bit about now the history of Anew. So Anew started in 1992, and the quest was to have the best anti-aging product that exists on the market. And that's really what we do today. But back in 1992, anti-aging was really vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A, and some moisturizers, and it was not very potent anti-aging. So we partnered with a company called Neostrata, who actually was on the forefront of true anti-aging technologies. And to give a little bit of history about that company, the owners of that company were protégés of Dr. Albert Kligman, who was the father of dermatology. So before Al Kligman, people didn't even realize you should study skin. And Drs. Van Scott and Yu actually were taught by him. And they discovered the anti-aging benefits of alpha-hydroxy acids. And very similar to what we do today, we partnered with them to validate the safety and bring that to marketplace very quickly.
So we may have another, great product and another great alliance with them coming soon, possibly?
We work with them consistently because they're really still the global leaders.
Okay.
And one of the things we like to do is we keep all the irons in the fire you can, because when that breakthrough comes, we're very opportunistic. So it's, launch the breakthrough when it's ready and as quickly as possible. This is the timeline for Anew. So like I had said, in 1992, Anew Perfecting Complex for Face was born of that partnership. And the other key one is in 1997, because between these two products, it really is how we still do our breakthroughs today. In 1997, the Force products, we actually developed our own molecule. So we had a theory about a benefit in anti-aging. We had our scientists come in and design, literally make a designer molecule for anti-aging. Then we partnered with those people in industry to commercialize that. So that's an anti-aging technology. To this day, somebody can come up with a product that's marketed similar, but you can't get that anywhere else because we actually own it. We own the patents, we own the molecule, we own the manufacturing. All of our Anew products have a piece of that in there where no matter what anybody says or sells, these are patented exclusive technologies. You can only get them at Avon. Here's an example of some of our firsts. So we have a new clinical line and wrinkle corrector, and this was deemed Project Wow when we first did it. And one of the things we were told by our director of R&D was, I want a product that when my wife puts the product on, in 2 months she's going to say, wow, and be amazed. And one of the things we were able to do through all our testing was show that this product actually does things to your skin that even a collagen injection can't. So it was really getting us on that forefront. And this really spawned the at-home alternative to dermatologist treatments. Once again, Avon leading. And the next one is Ultimate. And Ultimate's very near and dear to my heart because when I moved to skincare in 2000, my first project was the original Anew Ultimate. And it's really a great story because it was every year we say, oh, sales are soft in third quarter. I'm sure you all hear it. And we've got to come out with a great product. And we had a team together, it was about 20 of us, and we want to have this Anew Ultimate. It was really just about having a really nice product that people are going to love. And we came up with some theories amongst ourselves, and we actually ended up creating, to that day, the best performing Anew product ever from an anti-aging benefit standpoint. And it was just the 20 of us together that really created that product, and it's a testament to what happens in R&D. It doesn't have to be you're told to make a breakthrough. It's you're given the freedom and the liberty to create a breakthrough. And the best thing about this is we continue to grow the brand and develop technologies into it. And today, globally around the world, Anew Ultimate is the #1 selling anti-aging brand in all of Avon, no matter what market you go to.
Wow.
So.
Now he's being a little bit modest because he actually led the team that developed this product. So, we've got Anthony to thank for, many happy customers.
So now we talk a little bit about the individual brands we have today and what Anew is today. So we start with Genix, and Genix is your generalist. We always say that this is something you should use with your existing regimen to help boost it, and that that youth gene that we have in all of us, we've shown that by stimulating that, regardless, it's always going to bring benefit to your skin. So use that with all of your anti-aging regimens.
So Anthony, with the Anewgenics, Anthony was telling me this great story before about some of the testing that we do, and we test all over the world and many different ingredients. And one happened to be in Australia.
Yes. So this is a funny story because if it wasn't for some interesting happenings, this would have came to you in 2009. But we have partnerships with Southern Cross University, which is up in the north, and we had identified an ingredient with them. It's a botanical. It's called Melicope hazii. It's actually a relative of the tea tree plant. And we saw some amazing benefits out of it, and that's where we really started to look at this youth gene. So we purchased part of a farm, and Avon owns a farm up north where we grow the Melicope. In 2009, my team was planning to launch a product with the Melicope ingredient, which was going to be Genix, but it turned out kangaroos broke down the fences and actually ate all the Melicope. So we had to delay the launch of this technology.
Only in Australia. That's why we're in Suffolk, New York today.
But they have the healthiest kangaroos on the earth. So the next line of products is Anew Clinical. And that's really all about targeted benefits. So everybody is a unique individual. And we know that. We have our regimens for 20s, 30s, 40s. But everybody's unique. Everybody has their own story and their own lifestyle and their own benefits that they need. This is where the clinical brand comes in. Because you have targeted treatments. And I always use the lifeguard analogy, but you can be 30 years old and have been a lifeguard your whole life, and you can use Anew Rejuvenate, but you might have particular pigmentation issues because you've been in the sun so much. That's where you can go to like a Luminosity Pro. Use Luminosity Pro to help with your pigmentation, but continue to use Rejuvenate because it's really focused on the benefits you need in your 30s. And all the clinical products are built along those lines.
So with the clinical products, or when you're developing any product, what sort of benefits are we looking for? Are you looking just for instant benefits? How do you develop the product?
Well, we always develop our products with consumers in mind.
Yeah.
And we know that when a woman buys a product, she wants to see something right away. And some of the things, like sagging, they didn't form overnight. You're not going to get rid of them overnight. But if a woman uses a product and it's for sagging, they want to see something. So we can do things like incorporate technologies that will lift sagging physically in a few hours or a few minutes. So when somebody purchases a product, they use it and they actually feel the sagging going away. And what that does, although it's not biologically affecting sagging, it gives them a sense of confidence that I'm using this product, I'm feeling the benefits. So over 2 and 3 months of use, the technology can kick in and actually boost the structural proteins that you need to truly improve sagging in skin. And I think it's important to keep the customer in mind whenever you develop a product, even though it's a physical effect, similar to a color cosmetic. If it enables them to continue to use the product so they can see the real benefit, it's what we need to do. So we always look at that immediate benefit so they can see it's working, and then an intermediate where they start to feel it, and then the longer term. So if you're selling an anti-aging technology and it's something sagging or deep wrinkles, have them continue using the product 2 to 3 to